Yeah, I lost track of time. And I have really nothing planned for today, but I need to talk about something, or what do we have? Let's look at the calendar again. Whoa! Look what game released! And boy, do you know what that means?
And what better game to talk about than Sonic Generations?
But that's an old game.
Not anymore.
Whoa!
Man, oh man, I love Sonic Generations. This was my go-to game for back in the day. I had played this game countless times, going back into the different levels, seeing how fast I could beat them, seeing how many times I could beat Shadow. This game never got old. Sonic Generations combines what other Sonic games had done right and puts it all into a modern type game. We have one of every zone from the Sonic games prior. Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, Sky Sanctuary, Speed Highway, City Escape, Seaside Hill, Crisis City, Rooftop Run, and Planet Wisp. Now, one thing I do gotta mention though is that you can kinda tell this game is split up into 3 different sections. The Sega Genesis type stages, the adventure stages, the modern boost formula stages, and even the bosses are brought back too.
Whoa, slow down!
This game has so much nostalgia that it hits you right in the face with it.
Ow.
And this game looks so good for just being an Xbox 360 game from 2011. I'm blown away. I have to say, it looks better than Sonic Forces on Nintendo Switch. Get out of here. And now, time to tell you what my favorite stage is. It's City Escape. That's it. This stage hits different than the other levels, and it's almost like the game is telling you, do it, break the game, go as fast as possible. And the 2D sections fit really nicely here too. On the other stages, when I get to a side-scrolling section, I go, But City Escape makes it where it flows super smoothly, like it was originally built with this in mind, and the other stages kind of just feel like it was forced into it. It just feels like you lose all momentum in the other stages, but this one, it's a lot better. And I did say that Sonic Generations did release on the 3DS too, so let's go see that one now.
Wait, is this the same thing?
Yeah, I should have seen this one coming. Now, classic Sonic, I would really just expect it to be the same, but modern Sonic is not modern Sonic. The 3DS version of Sonic Generations follows more of what Sonic Rush and Sonic Colors DS did. It makes sense for a game like this, but for some reason I was expecting more of what Sonic Lost World had. Well, the console version focused on home console stages, yeah, I think you can see where this is going. The 3DS version, while it's the same game, it offers more than just being a handheld version. It has, of course, Green Hill Zone, but also has Casino Night, Mushroom Hill, Emerald Coast, Radical Highway, Water Palace, Tropical Resort, and this version has actual special stages included with it, rather than just casually progressing through the game to get Chaos Emeralds. Why did they do this much to this game? Why did they pack so much content into this? And the bosses are even different from the console version.
Am I looking at the same game here?
Sonic Generations on the 3DS didn't need to include this much stuff that's exclusive to this one, but it does. Everything else about the 3DS version is okay. The controls are fine. The visuals are kind of rough on 3DS, but that's fine even when a Nintendo game looks rough on here. And now, since we covered everything I can possibly think of about Sonic Generations, now what about the remaster? I mean, this is the definitive game to play, so I'm sure everything is here too, right?
Wait, is this the same thing?
Alright, to get this part out of the way, it's the same as last time. Nothing from the 3DS version is brought over, but it is a lot better than what Sonic Colors Ultimate was in. Sonic Colors Ultimate had a lot of bugs and issues and graphical errors with it. The remaster for Sonic Generations is perfect. Everything is still intact, nothing too out of the ordinary. In terms of bugs, I didn't really encounter a whole lot, maybe like one that I accidentally ran into, but it wasn't really too much of an issue.
But finally, we no longer need a PS3 in order to play the game. Now we can just play the game on PS5 and it'll look a lot better with ray tracing, all that stuff, right?
Really, down to the core, it's the same game. Now, they did make some changes, like Chow from Sonic Adventure 2. I don't really know why they included it. I haven't figured out the reason yet. They changed the voice lines, and they removed the lives counter. They added the drop dash from Sonic Mania. Classic Sonic, it makes sense on why they included the drop dash. Sonic Mania is technically set in the classic Sonic era, so it makes sense for continuity to bring it over. But modern Sonic, really? Modern Sonic, it just feels like it's forced on. And another thing about it is, it's not available on every stage. All they did was just set it as an ability you already have at the start of the game. So during the boss fight that actually need the drop dash for classic Sonic, I can't do that. But hey, I can definitely say Sonic Generations have been ported over with nothing messed up in the process, and even the Nintendo Switch version is good on here too. In terms of bugs being fixed from the original version, there's really nothing from what I can see. I mean, there's a bug that I can easily test in Sonic Generations, in the original version, in Rooftop Run as Classic Sonic having the lightning shield, you was able to do a double jump at a certain point and really just break the level and make you have 3D Classic Sonic to be able to run around with and do whatever. It wasn't really supposed to be there, but it was really fun to mess around with back in the day. And I was easily able to do it in the remaster as well, so. And plus, this game is enhanced too. It has 60 FPS boost on every console except for Nintendo Switch. I mean, that's really cool. I've always kind of thought that the Nintendo Switch was more of a PS3 and Xbox 360 gaming machine when it came to third-party companies, and yeah, this game kind of reinforces that idea. Nothing really wrong with it, the game is still playable, but me personally, I see this as a way to play Sonic Generations on PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch console. If the Shadow Generations portion wasn't included, it would be really pointless. Like, you can already play the original version of Sonic Generations on Xbox Series X and PC with 4K 60 FPS enhancement. Sure, it's a little bit broken on Xbox, but it's fine. But besides the changes, there's really nothing else to say about Sonic Generations unless I want to repeat myself. Shadow Generations is the second half.
Wow!
The best way to describe this is literally the same situation as Super Mario 3D World. Shadow Generations is really something special. This game blows everything out of the water. The best Sonic game from 2010s, and they brought it over without making a mistake in it, and including a brand new, really good game mode? What?
Finally!
This is awesome. When I saw this game on how it was, I was like,
whoa! Woo! That's too fast! No way!
Sega has made a really good side game. Shadow Generations follows a kind of similar thing on how Shadow the Hedgehog was doing things, and the overall game is more aligned towards Sonic Frontiers in terms of gameplay and controls, and even looking at the Nintendo Switch version, it's visually impressive. It looks way better than Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers, what are you doing here? The game takes place during the Sonic game in this pack. The controls feel like they turn a little bit too quickly when boosting, but overall, they're fine. And they even included new stages too, like Space Colony Arc, Rail Canyon, Sunset Heights, Kingdom Valley, Chaos Island, and Radical Highway. You have the ability to use Chaos Control, and what it does is stops time, and that makes for incredibly awesome level design. And you get to unlock the Chaos Spear and various other abilities throughout the game. Shadow Generations does have boss fights returning from previous games, but when I saw that Sonic was on the list, I had the best reaction.
Really?
Nice hustle, but I won this one.
Yeah, Sonic is only just a cutscene. Well, that's a good way to ruin the mood. I thought this would have been really cool to extend the playtime. I mean, they could have done it very easily, reuse a lot of things from the Sonic portion, but just let us play as Shadow this time around. But I guess I just had to rely on mods still. Speaking of mods, there are countless mods for Sonic Generations. Ones that let you play as Hypersonic again after the one game that shows up in, but never again. Mods that let us see what it's like to play as Shadow, or even mods for...
Yeah!
And that was Sonic Generations. Twice.
But hey, I was shocked on both games on how good they were, but now what to talk about next. Yeah, sure, whatever.